I'm very excited for today's video because Harbor Freight has just released some brand new pressure washer accessories. And in today's video, we're gonna be unboxing them, checking them out, comparing them to what they compare them to on their own website, and I'll give you my opinion on that, and then we'll put them to the use and really see how they work. So first up is the brand new pressure washer stubby spray gun. As you can see here, nice option, and you do get 3 different connection points. It looks like you get an M22 by 14 and M22 by 15, depending on the hose you have, right? Most pressure washers, most hoses are gonna be M22 by 14, but there are a few like Sunjoes that need the M22 by 15. And then you also get a quick connect adapter if you have quick connect for it, which I highly recommend anyways. From there, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece. You get a 2-piece wand extension. It says curved and straight 17-inch pressure washer extension wands, maximum pressure of 4,500 PSI. The cool thing about these is if you wanted to, you could daisy chain them together so you have even more reach if you're trying to reach, you know, the siding on your house or whatever up higher. And then last but not least, this guy here, a brand new pressure washer hose. They actually compare this to the Uberflex, and I don't think it falls in that category personally, but it's a 25-foot hose. It's rated for 4,000 PSI, kink resistant hose. So let's start off with this thing, right? I'm really curious to see how this thing compares to the Uberflex, because everyone knows I absolutely love the Uberflex hose. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this open. This thing retails for $24.99 for a 25-foot hose. So typically when Harbor Freight comes out with new stuff, the savings are quite good. This one, they do compare it, like I said, to the Uberflex, and they say that a 25-foot Uberflex is $53 or something like that on their website. So it says a 51% savings, but that's not true. You can get a 50-foot Uberflex hose on Amazon for right around 50 bucks. So we're in the same price point here, $1 per foot of hose. So, and then if you wanted a 25-foot option from Uberflex, it is a little bit more. It's not 25 bucks, it's about 30 to 35 bucks. So just depending. Right off the bat, I will say the structure of this hose is completely different than Uberflex. Not good or bad. And let's just check the, okay, very flexible. Let's check the kink. No kink at all. Interesting. Now, the connection points I don't like as much, personally. But I have an Uberflex here. Let's just, I want to show you guys, and I'll actually get up closer to the camera so I can show you side by side. So here's the connection point. Obviously, I have a quick connect on here, so disregard that. But this is the connection for an Uberflex hose. You can see this nice ribbed area here, so it kind of flexes with the hose, which is nice. And then you have this nice long adapter for the M22 by 14 connection where you screw things on. The Harbor Freight hose, on the other hand, is just a harder sleeve. It's still fine. It still flexes with it a little bit, but as you can see, it is kind of pulling apart there. Not bad by any means. And then the actual connection, once you seat this on, is much, much smaller. You can see, let me grab it again. So the actual connection point is smaller. Now, does that actually matter? No, I don't think so. The amount of threads are still gonna be good. But this does give you that. You see the metal there. Can you push the sleeve over it? Is a question I don't know the answer to. It feels like you can. Yeah, you can slide it up a little bit, but just this point does seem a little bit cheaper to me than the Uberflex. Now, where the similarities come in is obviously it's blue. It is an M22 by 14 connection. It is 1/4 inch diameter, and it is nice and lightweight. That's one of the things I love about the Uberflex. It's nice and lightweight. I hate carrying around a really heavy hose. I'm already outside working all day detailing cars. I don't need that extra weight. If I can have it lighter and make it easier for myself, then I'm happy to do that. However, I will say, when we're talking about quality of construction of the hose, this thing's fantastic so far, right? This is initial impressions, but super flexible, doesn't kink. You can kind of get it to roll over on itself, nothing in the line. It's almost as if it's like an Uberflex with a glossy finish over the top of the actual hose. Again, Uberflex, absolute noodle. You can get it to roll over on itself, but there's no memory in the line, right? There's no kink. So I don't know, it's pretty good. Let me go ahead and unwind this thing, because that's a good indicator of a hose. Usually they stay all bunched up. So let's do that with this. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna throw it out, and that's no fault. It's a great hose. This thing feels fantastic. Nice and noodly. As you can see, it was wrapped up that whole time, and it's laying completely straight, not trying to jumble up on itself. Again, the quality feels really, really good. I don't know that for sure, right? This is my first experience with this thing, but it almost feels a little bit more durable than what the Uberflex is. I don't have any issues with the Uberflex hose. I have ran them in my professional detailing business forever. I had it hooked up to an AR630 TSS pressure washer, which is a high performing pressure washer. Actually, the brand new stuff from AR, like their professional line, is shipping with Uberflex hoses. So for everyone that doesn't like the Uberflex hose, I mean, even a professional brand like that is using that for some of their stuff because it's a great hose. Now, the whole controversy of that versus or on an active pressure washer, I still don't know what's up with that. Yes, if you compare them side by side, you take a steel braided hose using an active pressure washer, and then you use an Uberflex. When you're using the Uberflex, it surges. What they're saying is that it's because of expansion of the hose because it's not steel braided. And I do get that philosophy, but at a certain point it expands and then it stops. So if it does that, then why does it still surge? I don't know, and every other pressure washer doesn't do it. But like Active says, just use a steel braided hose. The active pressure washers are fantastic. The 2.0 is a great entry level with really good performance. And then obviously the new 2.3, also phenomenal performance. So just use a steel braided hose in those situations. But back to this thing, I'm impressed. I'm very, very impressed. It's very, very nice. Now, 25 feet, I think they missed the mark there completely. I wish they would have gone at least minimum of 35 feet. Most pressure washers come with a 20. It's not enough to get around your car. 25 feet, still really not enough to get around your car. So I wish they went longer. Yeah, 35, 40, or a 50 footer would have been my preferred choice. So for me, again, we're going to start using this thing, but for me, the Uberflex is still a far superior one just because I can get the extra length that I need out of it. All right, again, that hose is retailing around 25 bucks. And I want to make something clear too. I think the last Harbor Freight video I did was when they released their new vacuum accessory hose kit. And that thing, I think when it first came out was 25 bucks. And since then they've bumped it up. So it's $30 now. So this stuff may go up in price. At this point, they just got into stores. They're actually not even in the store. I had to ask them. They had to go in the back to get them. They're not out on display yet for me. Keep that in mind. They could go up in price. So if you're interested in them, go get them sooner than later. Again, the hose, I still recommend going with the Uberflex, but that brings us to the stubby wand. And this one at 25 bucks, I haven't even popped this out of the package yet, but I'm looking at it. I am very familiar with this design. There's another brand that has it, and they actually compared this one to that one on their website for the price difference. That one retails for $35. It's available on Amazon. I'll link that down in the all this stuff. I'll link in the description for you guys so you can go get it. If you don't have a Harbor Freight local to you, then those will be great options. But let's go ahead and pop this thing open, and then I'll grab the unit that they compare this to. Okay, guys, so I've got it all pulled out here. Let me put this to the side. Here's the gun. Really nice. It's rated to 5,000 PSI, 10.5 gallons per minute of usage. Do I recommend using that with this? I don't know. I don't use pressure washers of that rating. I'm sure it could handle it. I don't see any problem with that. But I typically stick in that 1,500 PSI range, like at max. So I don't know. Like I said, it does come with an M22x14, M22x15. Basically, you just take one side, you would screw it into here, right? And then you screw your hose onto that. Or if you have the quick connect, they do give you a standard 3/8 quick connect as well. Now, they also give you some Teflon tape, so you can use that. The cool features about this thing are it does have a nice stubby wand design. It does have a built-in swivel right here, right? So that's nice. You can kind of unwind your hose much easier. You have the trigger lock so that you can't pull it if you're in storage. You just flip that out, it locks in, so that's good. Put that away and it's good to go. And then the coolest feature about this is it also does have a trigger lock where you can pull the trigger, put this on, let go, and it's going to continually spray for you. Now there's only one other one that I've seen that has that, and that is the Ridge washer, pressure washer gun. It's the one that they compare to this, and as you can see, it is the identical same thing, identical. So I'm pretty sure there's zero difference to these other than a little bit of color. I'm not gonna open this thing up right now, but I mean, as far as everything goes, this one, you can hear when I pull the trigger. Good, this one, I am getting a little bit of a squeak, but that's probably just, maybe it's not broken in. Not a big deal. You could also open that up, put a little grease in there. Not a big deal. Because I want to test out the 25-foot hose that they now have, I'm going to use the M22 by 14 connection threaded option instead of a quick connect, because that hose won't have a quick connect on it. If you do want quick connects though, I'll link the ones that I recommend down below in the description. They're nice and cheap, they're brass, they work amazing. I use them all the time and they last a really long time. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna Teflon tape this up, get this on, and then we'll add it to the pressure washer hose. Now, before we do that really quickly though, I do wanna just unbox the extensions for you. Now these ones come in so the hose, 25 bucks, the gun, 25 bucks. The ridge washer one on Amazon's 35. So there's good savings there, and I mean, they're exactly the same. Let me get closer for you so you guys can like literally see it's identical. This little indention, I mean, they are the same gun. So good to go there. Moving on to the extensions. They actually compare these to a ridge washer SKU as well. And I couldn't find that one on Amazon, but there are a lot of these extensions on Amazon in that $15 to $25 range. So depending on what you need, these ones are 15 bucks. So not a huge amount of savings there. This may just be, you know, they wanted to offer it for people. And I think this is a good choice. I like that they chose a straight one and a curved one in a 2-pack. So I do like this. It's just the savings aren't like amazing on it, but they are good. All right, so we finally got them out. So here they are. And like I said, this is the gun that is available at Harbor Freight. All these have a standard 3/8, quarter inch on the front end. 3/8 on the back, quarter inch on the front. So you can just plug this in. There you go. Then you can put your nozzle in there and use it that way. You could also, which I do like, especially when you're working on the roof of a vehicle, having a little bit of an angle, it just keeps the water pointing in the right direction. So that's nice. Or like I said, if you are using this on your house siding or whatever, you could daisy chain these together like that, and then clip it in as well, and then you have an even longer extension, right? So I think they said 17 inches each one, so that'll put you to 34 inches. They do have, again, some variants on Amazon that have a nice sleeve on them that's more comfortable to grip. However, I do think those add a little bit of weight, so I'm kind of torn on that. I like having the grip, but it also does add a little bit of weight. So there you go. This will spin, but not a big deal. So let me go ahead and hook all of this up, and then we're gonna wash this truck behind me. All right, guys, really quickly, back to when you're attaching your pressure washer gun, and if you're trying to decide between the M22 14 and the M22 15, and you're not sure which one, they're not labeled, are they? They are not labeled. So what you need to do is, if you take one of them, and it seems snug, right? Really snug and kind of hard to push on, that's the one you want. That you need to have this O-ring here seat down tight. Otherwise, you're gonna get some leaks. So the other one, as you can see, slips right over the top. It'll still screw in, right? That's the M22 thread on the outside here. It'll still screw in. But like I said, very, very important. If it's loose, it's not gonna be good. You want this one that's hard to put on. Push that on, good to go, and then tighten it down. Now for this test, I'm actually going to be using the good old Ryobi 1800 PSI unit here. These things come with a 20-foot hose that is very, very cumbersome, like pretty much all big box stores hoses are, except for some of the Greenworks pressure washers. They actually come with a 25-foot Uberflex hose. So in that case, I still recommend upgrading because you want it longer, but you can just buy another 25-footer and extend it get an adapter and attach the two together if you want. So anyways, we're just gonna take this, stick it right into the front of the unit. Again, it's nice and tight. That's how we know it's the right size. Get it to seat down and then tighten it on. So I've got the pressure washer all hooked up. I purged out the line. I'm just gonna show you real quick. Again, I don't have a nozzle on here yet, but go ahead and pull it. And as you can see, it does swivels nicely. Here, just so you can see, right? And then I'm gonna pull the trigger, compress this button, right? And so for those larger jobs, that is an incredible feature. Really, really nice. Now, yeah, the gun I really like so far. The hose, this is the problem that I have with the hose. The pressure washer is right here next, it's on the front bumper of the truck, right here. I'm gonna go, I'll be washing. The that's it. I can't even get to the other side of the tailgate. I mean, you can't, obviously you're spraying, but you're really limited on space. And then when I have to go around to the other side, because I can't continually go around, now I'm losing about 6 feet that way. And then, so there's no way I can get all the way around the car, especially on a truck this size. So again, really, I mean, this hose is pressurized. Still an absolute noodle. Still, I mean, it's a really, really nice hose. It's just the length is not enough. I really wish they would have considered that and gone with just at least got a little surge there. At least a 35 footer, and it's because I have a little leak. So I put Teflon tape on this. I'm still leaking. I should have used a little bit more. That's causing the surge. But yeah, 35 feet. If I had the extra 10 feet, I could at least get around and feel comfortable with the amount of coverage I'm getting. Again, 40, 50 feet, that would have been ideal. Guys, so I'm taking my MJJC SV3, attaching it. Again, all this stuff looks great together, all the blue colorway. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this whole thing down, let it dwell like normal. I'm just gonna speed this process up. You guys don't need the whole washing process right now. We just need to know how this hose functions. Again, guys, I'm maxed out here, so now I'm shooting it across and hoping for good enough coverage and good enough rinsing ability, because that's all I got. All right, guys, I just moved the camera to the other side of the truck just so you can see. Again, now the pressure washer hose is still on that side of the truck at the front. This is how much room I have. And I'm maxed out. So I can't even go around to the tailgate if I wanted to. So now I'm gonna go ahead and let the soap dwell on there. I'm switching over to the long curved extension just so I can reach up and get the roof and make it all easy there. So again, just quick connect into the front of the gun, and then I can take the quick connect on the end of this, put my nozzle in, and I'm ready to go. So as you can see, the curve is just helping me to angle the water so that it has a better contact angle as I'm going across the roof of this thing. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for my initial pre-rinse. Now I'm gonna get to fully doing a full contact wash. I'm actually gonna clear the truck, all that kind of good stuff. But I wanna give you my opinions on these new items from Harbor Freight. When we talk about the extensions, they're great. They're no different than any of the other ones. They work well, they're good. 15 bucks in store, that's awesome that they're just available for you there. Like I said, you can get them on Amazon, and I'll link some to you in the description for you guys, but these ones are great. The pressure washer wand, fantastic. Trigger lock, great little unit. Again, with the swivel operates nicely. 25 bucks is an absolute scream of a deal. I do recommend that one. Obviously there's higher end ones as well, but this thing's gonna get the job done. It's got all the features that you want. 25 bucks, again, is a great deal. The hose, man, I really, really, really like the construction of the hose. It's fantastic. It's just, I think they missed the mark on the length. So for me, this thing, I know I would not buy it. If it was longer, I absolutely would, and I think it's a fantastic hose. It's very flexible, does a great job. So that's it for today's video, guys. I'm gonna get back to this thing, but I just wanted to highlight those things for you. So please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.